In the energy quadrant, taking a look at the June natural gas contract, which had a reversal higher that lasted through most of the day, but then we ended up coming down again in toward the later hours of the trading day after being down 5%. Natural gas turned positive versus the day's opening price, not versus yesterday's closing price. And then, as I mentioned, in toward the end of the day, ended up down almost 2.5%. 8,165 was the close there. Yesterday's settlement, 8.368 on the lows today. We got through $8. 7.905 was down 5.53%. I mentioned we were down over 5% at one point during the day. On the high today, up almost 1.6%, 1.58 to be exact. The high, 8.500. So an overall pretty volatile day in terms of the range. We now only have 2 down days in the last 8 sessions for natural gas. Now, the weather demand, always a factor. Light demand in the northern U.S., moderate demand in the south and eastern U.S. The southern U.S. will be hot with temps from the high 90s to the low 100s in the southwest deserts and in lower parts of West Texas. And then the southeast will get highs from the 80s to the 90s for a bump in cooling demand. Interestingly enough, a cooler than normal weather system is going to move into the western and central U.S., causing a slight bump in heating demand with temperatures getting as low as the low 50s. That'll then move east and then northeast, keeping that sort of bump in the heating demand for an overall light to moderate demand situation based on the weather. And then, of course, we had the EIA report. Today's EIA report printed a build of 89 billion cubic feet, slightly larger than market expectations of 87 billion cubic feet, and slightly over the 5-year average, which was the same number, 87 billion cubic feet. This increased supplies from 1.643 trillion to about 1.732 trillion cubic feet and improved deficits from 312 to 310. Next week's build is also expected to be near or slightly larger than normal.